Welcome to the last unit of the SQL course for data analysis. Um, so far, we have been learning about different commands and queries for analyzing the data and the strongest points of our data, the weakest points of our data. What we're going to do in this last chapter is to use the queries that we have been learning and the techniques that we have been learning, the agrupations and joins, and use them for even deeper analysis of our data, like how many customers we're getting now, if we're having any kind of progression in our sellings, if it's exponential or linear, which products are selling the most, or in which regions. So all these insights are very meaningful for knowing which decisions we have to take with our business. So I hope you're having meaningful knowledge of all these videos. And let's jump into it and analyze a little bit more. So everybody, let's jump into the techniques for gaining more insights on our business with the help of aggregations and joins and subqueries and degradation functions. Uh, For gaining better insights, we can use several different techniques and compare them and combine them. And when doing so, the more we combine and the more we specify, the better are the insights for our business, and we can also start making predictions or taking lines of actions. The first technique would be counting. Uh, what I'm doing here is just to count. Let's take 2021. I'm counting the number of, the number of orders which I got in 2021. I do this with the help of this count function in the item total column. And it's telling me that I have 19 orders in 2021, all in all. If I wanted to see if there has been a progression, an exponential or a constant growth, the only thing I need to do is to compare with the other years, 2020, 2019. Then I can calculate how it can be the growth in 2022 just by using the calculator. And then I can guess if that's going to be the same or not according to my predictions. Of course, there can be many different factors that will influence this, but at least it is a prediction I can make based in the data. With count, I can also check how many different customers I got. As long as I have one order for one customer, of course, it's only 19. So 19 customers for 19 orders. I can also use count for 2021, getting the description of the products and grouping by the description. This grouping is going to tell me for each product how many customers did I have. Just going to change the syntax. It's combined. Okay. So no. Oh, let me put the Y here. Y. Let's see. Yes. Another date. Before the mess. I'm just. This is Saturday night, so I got some problems now. No. So as I was speaking, this gives me the amount of orders per product. So I can see that some products like this women's set of 5 multicolor pull leather has been selling very good, and other products doesn't have the same good result. Of course, if the product is cheaper or more expensive, it also is important, and when did it sell and where. So just the amount of the products doesn't need to say everything about where do I have to change my marketing or things like this. But the more we analyze, the more we will get to know where do we have to put our efforts, because it's going to tell us if a product is just typical for the season, it's only selling good for the season, or if it's selling good all in all. If I see this in different regions at the same time or in only one region. So the more we analyze the store, the better decisions we can take and predictions. The second technique is to use the aggregation function sum. When I use the sum, what I get is like a total, in this case of the item total, the revenue for the orders of 2021. And the same as before, if I compare it with 2019 and 20, I can see if there has been any progression and if it's linear or exponential. I suppose you know that linear is when it's constant, it's the same, like 2 orders every year, 2 orders or 3 orders every year. And exponential is like when it's the double of the one before, like the double of 2019, the double of 2020, and so on. So comparing this with the aggregation function can tell me very much about the growth. I can also use another functions that can also give me very good insights. I didn't know that I had 19 orders in 2021, but I didn't have the average. How much was the average of every order? The good thing with the average, of course, is that it's telling me the amount of orders and the total divided by the amount of orders. So I can have some kind of this very reliable data that tells me, okay, even if I didn't sell so much of certain product, I did sell more of another product that did get a higher average to my business. Uh, I can also, the average for 2021 was 658 crowns. I can also analyze each quarter of the year and compare it with the yearly average. So this is the first quarter of 2021, and I see that the average was below the yearly average. The yearly average was like 600 and something. Then I can check into my orders, my products, and try to understand why. Is there something that influenced this season, this quarter of the first quarter of 2021? Is it the products that I merchandise in this period? Is it something that has to do with the economical situation in the country or whatever in the markets? So trying to understand why is like a key thing for analyzing the data. Another technique is the slicing and sorting of data. We do this by just choosing which columns we want to have in the results of a select, for instance. What I'm doing here is that I want to know from 2021 which regions and products sold for more than 700, uh, and then just show them all together in description, ship city, and buyer name, because this is going to tell me best regions, best products, because it was more than 700, and it's going to be ordered by ship city in alphabetical order. Uh, Now we get, of course, some syntax error. We just need to work a little bit with the syntax so that it doesn't complain so much. Let's see now. Yeah. So this gives me the insight of, okay, I have in 2021 I have this Kolkata and Mumbai where I have been selling expensive orders. And not only that, it's also telling me which products I have been selling in these regions and to which customers. So this is very valuable to know if I maybe should keep on doing more marketing in Kolkata and Bombay, because maybe these kind of products, we see many leather products are doing good in those regions for some reason. So slicing and sorting, because we did sort according to the description, right? Or at least ordered by Ship City. So maybe we can get some knowledge about it, like saying, okay, best region is Kolkata. Of course, Kolkata is a very big city, and the products that are selling there are many leather products. Yeah. What about the maximum and the minimum value, which is the fourth technique? Sometimes we're getting the average, but sometimes it's because a very expensive order did get higher average than many cheap ones. So what we want to know is, okay, is there any expensive order that did higher the average of the sellings during 2021? And if we run this one, we get this order from that customer we saw in the video before, Mitra, which is is getting higher the average because it was a very expensive order. So, of course, you can then try to see if these kind of expensive orders are going to repeat because of the kind of product or the region or the season, or if it's a one-time only thing, and then you should do something else than just contributing, putting effort in this product. Or the other way around, if maybe it's a very trendy product, and you see that there are many orders which are having this product, then you can also have more marketing on this product. Sometimes we can gain an insight only by limiting the number of results. Why? Because sometimes we have like 1 million results which have the same data, like same order of, for instance, 449. Then it's enough if you get a pattern of a section of the data like 100 or 1000 and analyze that data instead of running through 1 million results. That is, of course, is impossible. So that's something you do with this limit keyword. In this case, I'm just going to limit the orders in 2021 to more than 499. Now it's so that I don't have so many orders from I don't have so many orders from 2021 for 499. So it shouldn't be that I wouldn't need this technique in this case. But I'm just showing you so that in case you have big data with lots of orders and very big amounts, that you can also limit and just analyze the results that you get from your limiting. And here you see that when I'm limiting to 20, I just get 5, so I don't even need to put the limit. I only have 5 orders which are more than 499. Next technique is to filter patterns and grouping. We did see before that there were many leather products selling. What I can do is, if I have this hint or hunch that, hey, I think the leather is selling good now, I want to know which products are selling, and if it's expensive sellings or if it's just cheap ones. Then I can put here that I want to filter where the description contains the word leather, because leather is contained between these two percentages, which means that before the word leather there's some string, and after the leather word is also some string. So leather is contained inside this text with strings in the description. If I have this hunch, or if I guess that leather is selling good, and that it probably is expensive orders more than 499, then I can run a count of the item total, count of product orders. Then I can count the average of the sellings for that product. Uh, and I can group them by the product description. Uh, just to see if we can avoid syntax mistakes, we can just do like this in this. Yeah. So what I'm getting here, and I did put the word leather sellings here, saying average item total as leather sellings, is that I have uh, two orders where the item total was more than 499 and the average is 2,498 for those orders. So that's a very high price. I got one order with average of 898, two orders, one order for 549, one for 649. So my hint was correct that there were some leather products that were selling very good, and I just did group them according to this description, counting the total of the orders for each description. But I can be curious and say, okay, but um, maybe also the sorry, this has it's been blocked. I'm just going to open it again. Like this. Open the SQL file. So I can open it again, and I can not only count the expensive orders, but also count the other orders where leather is contained in 2021 and group them by description, and also getting the item total. This will give me a more complete picture of of how many products did sell with leather. Excuse me again because of the syntax. Let's see if I can change this quickly. So this gives me also meaningful information about, okay, leather is not only selling in expensive products, there are a certain amount of products which also are selling like this colorful um, and bright peacock shaped piggy coin bank, which is 449, or these two pure leather block print run jewelry boxes, which also are selling. But I can see that the leather all overall is an expensive product because mostly it goes more than 400, 450, 475. So maybe it's a product I should put my effort in the marketing, especially if it's selling good now or in the latest period of the selling. Okay, we can do some operations in order to have a better overview of the data when we are doing like predictions from one year to another, from one quarter to another, and that is that we can sample the data in a new table, which I did call here as revenue table, revenues. This is of course very helpful for accountancy too, because I can check which year did I get which revenue, how many orders, what was the maximum of the highest order and the minimum. This also can help us to gain better insights of make better predictions of from one year to another, from one quarter to another. Uh, What I am doing here is to put inside the 5 columns here the year revenue orders max and min. What I'm doing is to put first the 2021 year and then the four values which are results of the summing the item totals, the totals of the sellings, the counting of the orders, how many orders did I get, the maximum value of my selling, the one of 3,200, and the minimum, which of course will be zero because we have some zeros in the database. Uh, I'm just going to try to make sure that I don't get the syntax error that we are getting now in this file. I think it looks correct. If you get this kind of errors, the only thing you have to do is do the same as me, that you just have to put an extra space somewhere between commas and things like that. Um, if I execute, thanks God, I didn't get any errors. I get this finished without errors, and if I now go to my revenues table, I can see now the values have been filled with the data. So I have this 2021 year, this 12,000 revenue, the 19 orders that we talked about before, the maximum value, and of course the minimum, which is zero. So now I could run the same to 2020 and 2019 and make predictions based on the differences in the revenue, or compare the quarters, quarter of 2020, second quarter of 2020, second quarter of 2021. If it's a seasonal product that is only selling in the summer, the only thing I have to do is to compare these summers in like 3 years around and see if I see any pattern, like is selling more nowadays or is selling less. That's what you have to do in case you want to find out if you have a seasonal product. You will have to check the quarters and then to compare the quarters with one another in different years. This is basically it, what I have prepared for you today. Any questions, please tell me in the channel and I will try to answer as good as I can. I hope you get valuable information with the help of these techniques, because very much is going to depend on your own business and how you use the results of these techniques and the results of this analysis. Uh, I can tell you that with these founding fundamental techniques, because this is just the fundamentals, you can do many good things for your business. The only thing is to know how you have to use the data, how you have to analyze it, and then you will, of course, have a better equipment for taking decisions and knowing which regions you want to prioritize, which product, in which dates, and yeah, see if you can guess or you can predict something from for your business in the future. So I hope you did like these presentations. I hope it was worth it. As I said, for any questions, just write in the channel. I will also put final test where I will combine theory from these presentations and also some practical exercises where you will have to answer using these orders data DB file and the DB browser. So you will have to answer two questions about this orders data file. I hope it's not too much, but I hope also it's not too little. It's been a pleasure to be with you and to prepare this material for you. I hope it is effective for you and for your business. and I hope to see you maybe in the next chapter, in the next course. Have a great day. See you.